We won rich, poor, fat, thin, tall, short. We won women. We won men. We won highly educated. We won smart people that don't have the big education, because that's what it is. Second Amendment, they talk about the Second Amendment. We are going to protect our Second Amendment, believe me. We are going to protect it. If we had guns with bullets going in the opposite direction, you wouldn't have had 130 people killed. If there were guns on the other side, pointed in the other direction, so the bullets are flying both ways, you wouldn't have had that kind of carnage. I said, Apple. I said, Apple computer. Apple. Boycott Apple. We want the secrets. They don't want to open up the phones. Give me a break. Why wouldn't they want to do it? Why wouldn't they want to do it? They don't want to open up the phone. It's owned by the government. The phone is owned by government. What are they doing? Let Apple open up the phones. You know, there's so many enemies out there. We have to be so smart, so vigilant. The greatest people, these people are great. Every place they're great. You're great. They're great. No matter where we go, the people of this country are unbelievable people. The potential of the people in our country, unbelievable. It's so beautiful with the trees and the beautiful roadways and everything. These are incredible people. They're told to stand back. Let people walk right in front of them. Stand back. Beautiful people. They've got the guns. They've got the weapons. They've got the whole thing. They can do whatever they have to do. They want to do it. And they're told to stand back. People walk in. We're going to have a wall. It's going to be a real wall. It's going to be a great wall. It's going to be a beautiful wall. We're going to close up that wall. We're going to close up that border. We're going to let our Border Patrol people, they're phenomenal people. You probably heard some of these really not smart people say, Donald Trump is not a true conservative. He is not a conservative. I'm very conservative. I'm the most conservative person in the world on the border. I'm the most conservative person in the world having to do with our military and rebuilding our military. Guy doesn't have a clue. This guy doesn't have a clue. Isn't this the way we're supposed to be running our country? Right? 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 I'm telling you, the difference in between 1 and 2 is number 2 is so far away you can't even see it. We're going to be so proud. And we're going to have a military that's going to be so advanced and so wonderful. And we're going to buy the right product. We're going to buy the product that the generals want. And you're going to remember this evening. And you're going to say in 2 years or 3 years or 4 years or 1 year. But you're going to say that I was there for an evening where Donald Trump, representing all of us, made a speech. And our country started winning again. We don't win anymore. Our country started winning again. We started winning with our military. We can't beat ISIS, folks. We can't beat ISIS. We won with our military. We'll knock the hell out of them. We won with the Second Amendment. We won with the border. And yeah, we're going to have a really strong border. And we're going to have people come into our border. We're going to have people, that big, beautiful door right through the middle of that wall. And you're going to remember this evening. And you're going to say to yourselves, that was one of the great evenings and one of the great days of your lives. You're going to be so proud of your country because we're going to start winning again. We're going to become the smart country. We're going to become the smart country. And we're going to become a truly, truly great country again. I love you, folks. We're going to start winning. We're going to win. Recently, a doctor comes up to me. Good guy, smart guy. He has more nurses, think of it, in terms of nurses, more nurses than he ever had because he got bigger. But this guy comes up, good guy, good doctor, highly respected. He said, you know, Donald, Ted Cruz, who lies more than any human being I have ever seen. I have never seen any human being lies more than any human being. He's Robin Hood. He's going to protect them. He's going to protect them. These people, I mean, it's all of them. It's all of them. And the reason our country is messed up, one of the big reasons, when I want to bring somebody back, I bring them back. Nobody's going to call me and say, you can't do it. Let me give you an example. So the other day, I'm watching television, and I see Somebody with the cell phone, the crazy cell phones where you watch. I'm watching television and I see Carrier. I buy air conditioners from Carrier and many others. I won't buy any more from Carrier, by the way. They're going to sell them on the border. They're going to sell them, boom. Donald Trump. I get a kick. I watch these guys. Watch stiffs. Oh. Many of these guys in private industry, they wouldn't be able to get a job. And they're running the country. But think of it. So they're saying he's not a conservative president. Let me just tell you something. That's right. That's right.
We watch, we listen, and we remember. The past is already written. The ink is dry.
We send them wheat. We send them cattle.
What's going to happen?
They don't want our cattle, so they send it back. Goes back and forth, back and forth. Finally, they accept it. They call it Kobe beef because it's aged. I mean, the stuff is rotted. No, it's like rotted. So because it's aged, it's decaying, it's disgusting. They call it Kobe beef, and they charge you 10 times more for it. You tell me they're not smart? I know the game better than any human being that's ever lived. Nobody knows it. Nobody. We're going to have the borders, and we're going to have our trade. When we started, I talked about borders. I talked about trade. I'm really good at the trade. I'm really good at the borders. Everything was Trump, except for personality. I didn't do as well on personality. It's true. It's true. Who's going to pay for the wall? Quickly, who's going to pay? So one of these guys running against me, Donald, first of all, you can't build a wall. I said, really? Why can't we? He said, well, I don't know. Can you do that? You know, 15 years ago, they wanted to build a wall, and they couldn't do it because the environmental impact statement for the wall, they couldn't get it approved because there were rodents, snakes, rats, all sorts of stuff in the way. They couldn't get it. They had frogs. They had snails. It's true. Go look. They couldn't get an environmental impact statement approved. Oh, I'm so good at environmental impact statements. I do a lot of business with China. They're fine to do business with. I make a lot of money with China. It's very good. If you know what you're doing, you can make a fortune with China. They buy my apartments. I have the biggest bank in the world in one of my buildings in Manhattan in China. Biggest bank in the world. 400 million customers. Think of that. That's more than the people we have in this country. 400 million customers. Biggest bank in the world. They're chopping off heads in the Middle East of our people. They're chopping off heads of Christians. They're chopping off heads of everybody. Now I'm thinking to myself, they chop off heads. Not since medieval time. Not since medieval times do they chop off heads. Chop off heads. Who the hell ever heard of this? We're in now the worst period of maybe ever. Medieval times. Boom. I loved history when I was in high school. And I'd read about medieval times. Boom, boom, chop off heads. When was the last time you heard about chopping off heads? Now they chop off heads.
yourself there, King.
They know I saved the city. They know I won the war.
The war's not won.
Let the priests argue over good and evil. They can live in my new world, or they can die in their own time.
The Starks have always ruled the North. If they're alive, the country will rally to their side.
What good is power if you cannot protect the ones you love?
I know I broke my oath. I know I'm a deserter. I should have gone back to the war and won them, but I saw what I saw. I saw in White Walkers.
I did warn you not to trust me.
No. God.